Hey folks. Hey folks. I'm not sure if that first hey folks took. But it's definitely time for Let's Play Breath of Fire 3. I'm Serious JG. Quite pleased to see that my video settings do work. I didn't actually go on and play around with it enough to see if I can do the full screen easily. But even if I can't, I know I can get that to work through running it through a second processing. Blah, 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 blah. The point is, it's got this new setup which is overly convoluted, but I feel bad that I played so much of this game with suboptimal sound settings, but it means I can use this emulator and this laptop, and now that I'm not going overseas to Afghanistan, I can use two different computers, which is what I'm having to do. I've got my laptop, HDMI out, going into my desktop and recording and blah. But the point is that if I wanted to play, for example, say Final Fantasy VIII next, I would be able to do it, and I wouldn't have to worry about the sound being all goofy. I like Final Fantasy VIII, and I like its soundtrack well enough. This game actually is a really solid soundtrack. I'm a little sad that I didn't do a better job with it. But there's a portal means blah 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 blah. Who's my party now? They are my party. Oh, I didn't actually rest, that's why. Well, let me just equip one of them with coupons just in case I find out that somebody still does have it equipped for some bizarre reason. Alright, ladies. Feel like I'm exploiting you for your bodies, but we gotta do what we gotta do to please this dude. Dragonair. In need of anything? I've become a man. Yeah, they can't use any of this stuff anyway. Can no longer afford the Damascus sword. I wonder if selling all this old junk would help. Barbarossa? No matter. If I really want to, I can go get a life armor and the Emperor sword, or whatever the heck his sword is called for this, Avatar dude here. Oh, she had the Midas Stone. I kind of forgot about that. Well, for right now, let's get her... If I actually get back to grinding at any point, we'll do that, but... Holy Mentor, you've been out too long in the midnight sea. Alright. So Avatar, this is great. We get to meet the elder of your tribe. This is going to be quite an honor. Yeah, he basically wants to watch you guys do a fan dance. You guys know anything about pole dancing? Because that's what the elder is basically about. Check it out, She look familiar? How about that, handsome fella? Hey. Well, let's cut straight to the chase and go with our Femiest Fatale. We'll pull out Momo if we need to, but with those robes on, I might not really be able to tell what gender Momo is. That's better!
Now listen up, little lady. I'm going to tell you about my penis. I'm the fate of the brood and the goddess Miria.
Sure. I'm listening, Grandpa.
That's more like it. Good girl. I like it when people call me Grandpa. Sit in my lap and call me that. Now listen close. The brood and Miria have always fought, down through the ages and all across the world.
Is it because she was trying to destroy the world and the brood were trying to protect it?
No. It's not exactly that simple, child. Think about it, that would mean the world wouldn't be here after we lost the Great War, now would it?
Oh yeah, kinda dumb.
Besides, the real danger to the world might be us brood.
Huh?
Our power such that we could destroy the world, and then the goddess Mira feared that strength and decided to destroy us. So we're just gonna roll over and die now. Seems fair.
But so does that mean it's my duty to murder the Avatar? Avatar's an evil dragon?
No. No, child. Sullivan is the taskmaster. Don't get ahead of yourself. We lost the war because we didn't use our power.
Don't make me use my power, brother.
If we had fought back with all our power, we might have indeed destroyed the world.
So you mean the brood were concerned with the fate of the world? They're not evil.
Well, that's not exactly right either. I want to tell you something important, so I want you to shut up and listen. Come next to me here. Will you do that?
Time switch to Momo. Like this?
That's it. Now kneel down. Now put your lips right there and give me a kiss.
What, Avatar? What should I do?
Why do you ask me? Crap, and unfortunately I need to get out of full screen and save state here. It's the easiest way to do that.
Hey guys, very sorry about this, but I'm having to switch over to post commentary now. I will explain why in just a moment. We'll get to a point in the video, since I know what's coming now, where there will be time for me to explain why. But for right now, we're just going to keep going. You'll have a little hint as to why. Ho, 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 ho! Yeah, that saving and loading that's going on down there in the bottom of the screen, yeah. Well, I got my kiss, so now I have no regrets. Ho, 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 ho! Well, I've got my kiss, so now I really have no regrets. Huh? Ho, ho, ho! It's time for me to do what I must. Avatar, come here. So now I have to switch party members around again. I guess not. I don't need another kiss, little girl. I have to talk to Avatar. I guess I do. You try to make the Avatar go up there. Or need to go up there. What I have to say can only be said to another brood. Oh, another brood like Tiamat brood or Jorgmund brood? Avatar, you may have guessed this, but I must now face my end, and you your fate. Are you ready for what comes next? Yes, or wait. Yep. The brood, we have waited to destroy Hokomedia. Waited to bequeath the true power of thee. A brood of the one we knew would one day come, Talgren. Oh wait, that's the master of the magic school. So that's why we gave up our power and came. This was pretty cool. To this lonely barren place. To hide that power from the prying eyes of the goddess, who made us come. Woohoo. To fool Miria into thinking she had pause. Succeeded in eradicating the brood. Apparently Bobo's Dokkamon Kingdom name was in there. It's a big pause at the end. I don't know if our plan worked, but we've guarded the essence of the brood all these years. Here and me, there and you. Cuckoo Cuckoo. I'm ready now to give you that power. Avatar, blood of my blood. You must take the power from me, Sullivan, my son. But first, we got a disco. In order to guard against discovery by the bodies, we play special magic words around the room.
J-Ward. In other words, here you will be unable to use your brood powers. Oh, here's the true power of the brood. Doesn't seem fair, does it? But you, Avatar, you must depend only on yourself to defeat me.
Myself? You mean I don't have my party members with me? Oh my god! Oh, wait, I do have my party members with me. Oh my god! So, we have a boss fight with the Elder, and I'm doing post-commentary on it. And we have now hit the point where I've got time to explain. So, yeah, I was recording the video and everything was going fine, and I got my new setup where I play on the desktop, the laptop, and record on the desktop so that I don't get the sound slowdown. Been getting a lot of sound slowdown, sound distortion in this LP, and it was kind of a shame because, well, I didn't have this. I was able to fix that problems on the PS2 emulator to Final Fantasy X, so it seems weird that on my PS1 emulator I couldn't deal with the problems. And two, this game has a pretty cool soundtrack, so I didn't really want to, like, you know, keep going with distortion. The soundtrack and the songs in this game are so peppy and upbeat, they actually sounded okay, even when slowed down a bit, but that's what I'm doing. It's a boss battle. I'm buffing at this point. Nina has an adorable little spell. I don't think I've noticed how adorable the new grown-up Nina's poses are sometimes. I just remember having commented on that during my live commentary. I don't remember what it was, the victory pose, the physical attack pose. One of the poses was just like, oh, look at that, she's so cute. Howdy-o. Yeah, anyway. Ouch. Wow, it looked like a attack all spell for damage, but instead it was a just totally fucking kill Momo spell. Yeah, so anyway, no, so I switched to recording setups, and then I didn't think I would because it's a different emulator from the one I used for Metal Gear Solid, but I ran into that PS1 when I record an emulator on my laptop to my desktop, an issue that I've run into, and I'll have to test and see. I might have the same problem in Final Fantasy VIII when I get around to that, which will be a real shame. But when I load state, apparently it interrupts the signal in just the right way to the desktop that I continue to record video, but it stops recording my commentary track, and I don't get any warning of that. So while it could be worse, it could stop recording the video too. At least I can do post-commentary and I don't completely lose the video. Yeah, it's a shame, and it means that I'll have to be more careful about it in the future. But I'm having to come back and do post-commentary here, so. And there's a little naked butt angel using ammonia to bring someone back. I don't really understand that. Now this... Good job, Nina. Of course, if she'd been hit by both of the double boys, she would have died. Even with Protect Magic. He's presumably looking for some kind of moon tears I thought about using, but I was like, no, I really need to save those for the Dungeon of Doom, brother. Ironic, because the Master spoke in this video. No, I need to save those for the final boss. So. 100 to each party member seems like a good idea at this point. I believe that's what I did, yes. So I have to check and see what her little item use pose is. There was some pose that popped up in this I didn't remember having seen before. It was just like, oh, it's so cute. Yeah, I guess I could use shield again because Momo got killed and the buff it. Yeah, it was the item use pose. Look at that. This is adorable. Anyway, and the might buff, which would be useful here because we can't use dragon power, so we're gonna need basically, since avatars and bad back attack, which is nothing. Basically, it has a bad back, which means that occasionally you get a turn where it doesn't do anything. Checking situation, as it were. But no, man, I had something I was going to discuss now, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. So what caused the whole blow-up with loading and saving states was when the pervial dragon man wants Nina to give him a kiss. So I was trying to... I'd saved state. I was trying to load state to... I tried to save state and then load state, but I screwed up. Something went wrong, but... The point was I was going to load state so we could make Nina... Avatar could say either do what you want or why are you asking me? Well, as it turns out, I have now seen both versions. The only version you saw, I believe, was the do what you want version. But why are you asking me basically goes the same way. She really doesn't, nothing different happens. I think her immediate line after you say that is slightly different, but then she kisses him and it continues. I think one of them, she says something like, oh, okay, here it goes then. And the other one was like, she doesn't say anything. So it really wasn't worth breaking the video for. The other thing I did, though, is I went back and I found out what happens if Momo tries to talk to him after he says he wants a pretty girl. That was kind of amusing. He says something like, no, I said I want a pretty girl, one of the young plump ones. He actually says plump ones. And I guess he means like with certain parts plump, not just plump in general. Maybe he likes them plump, more cushion for the pushing. I don't know. But he says, I want one of the young plump ones. Momo does her offended pose, which she's done before in the game, and says something like, well, really, I never, so I'm not good enough. And then a sweat bead appears on the avatar's head, and you end up having to go with Nina. So there you go. That's what you missed. That was kind of cool. Actually, I mean, cool. That was kind of amusing. You didn't miss that because I didn't record that. After I realized this was broken, I went back with a vague thought towards re-recording this video from the beginning, and then I decided against it because that was the only thing that was new. And I don't particularly feel like fighting this boss again. I probably could have done better against this boss than I do here. I've used, I end up using a few healing items here. Because there's not that many, I didn't have that many items on my inventory that heal the whole party. And you know, I like Nina, but she's really not very good in this game, so probably the smart party to be using would be, well, Momo's good because she heals, so Avatar's not the only healer, but either Gar or probably Ray would be good. The plant guy, I don't know, if I leveled him up appropriately and gave him the right skills, he could be useful. But Nina's stats just, you can't learn healing magic in this game. There's no masters who teach healing skills, which means we can't really take advantage of Nina's super high magic stat because attack magic just isn't that good. So a high magic stat would make her an excellent healer, but in this game they just won't let that happen. And while story-wise, well, it's a toss-up for me who's my favorite Nina. The Nina in this game is super cute and adorable, but she doesn't really have, like, other than the fact that she decides at one point to just, like, put her arms akimbo and start arresting people in McNeil, she doesn't really have, like, this sassiness that I kind of gave Nina in the previous games, where she didn't really have that much dialogue, so I just made her talk smack to the Avatar all the time. It was kind of like a response to the way that Ray, the Avatar from Tecmo Secret of the Stars, is always, you know, talking smack about Tina. And that was fun, and people have commented over the years that they enjoyed that, and that was nice and good and whatnot. But in the first game, Nina's basically a super physically wimpy healing magic user, and she's pretty useful. You have to protect her, but she's useful to have in your party. Most of these RPGs, you do want a healer. Sadly, in Grab Dynamite, really not worth it. Dynamite! Really not worth the effort. Super combo, I'm trying super combo, and then immediately realize again. I think my thought was, I might be able to get 2 or 3 hits if I'm lucky, because I'm not using the PlayStation controller, I'm using a keyboard. And I thought I remembered where stuff was mapped, but I immediately discovered I was wrong. And not only do you not do much damage if you don't input the combo correctly, if you put in the first thing incorrectly, then you don't get any damage at all. I figured the more combo inputs you put in, the more damage you do, but no. You don't score any hits at all if you screw it up, so that sucks. And I've seen other people's LP videos that basically establish the super combo attack, if you focus on strength for Avatar and give him a good sword, breaks the game. He can defeat the final boss in like 2 turns. So it's probably just as well that I'm not using it. Anyway, but yeah, so Nina in the first game was always fun because she used white magic, which, you know, not super fun, but it meant that she was useful. So you had a good excuse to keep her in the party, and I liked having her in the party because I couldn't think of, I've thought of funny things for the cute little pretty pink princess to say that we're like sarcastic and mean to the Avatar, and it just wasn't the same to have him wandering around with, you know, the big ox guy, or even, you know, Wolfman Bo is always fun, but then you have, like, you know, the mole who talk like Mickey Mouse, and I don't really know what to do with that. I kind of missed the cast of Breath of Fire 1. If I was going to redo any RPG from scratch, that would probably be the one. Well, it might be nice to take another crack at, I don't know, plenty of RPGs I haven't done yet. I kind of feel like the one I did the worst job of making entertaining was probably Seventh Saga, and that one, actually, you can play as a completely different set of characters. But, I don't really want to make it. But anyway, so you got Secret of Mana, Breath of Fire 1. Oh, yeah, Secret of Mana 3. Seiken and Densetsu 3, rather, would be the one to replay. Even if I didn't necessarily bring Bobo along. But, yeah. Anyway. So cute, that little pose. I don't know what it is. Not like, you know, don't get me wrong. I'd say it's, like, sexy. It's just, like, this cute little pose. Anyway. So, yeah, Breath of Fire 1, Nina, white mage, kind of, you know, cutesy little princess character, who at one point, I believe, got a blue outfit and, like, a headband. And then in Breath of Fire 2, she's actually a more interesting character with a more interesting backstory. But they made her a black mage, and to a lesser degree, she has the same problem that she has in this game, which is that black magic is just not as reliable a way to damage enemies as physical attacks are. This Elder Dragon guy's kind of weird. It's like an ape, but no, I mean, when we get off this item screen, you'll see he kind of has this weird sunken, like he's got a dragon body, but he does have like an old man build. He's got a little bit of moobage going on, and he's got like an old man gut. They have a very human-looking chest that they're showing there. And he's definitely got an old man face. It's interesting dragon design. It looks like an old man version of a dragon. So, I'm not really paying attention. I'm sure that my commentary for this battle originally was me walking through my, you know, my thinking for what I was going to do each turn, but I now know, looking back, you know, once I had finally stolen an item and was no longer, like, just trying to keep it going so I could steal an item, it really isn't that tough a battle. Once we have our defensive buffs applied, he can no longer one-hit anybody. It's pretty easy. Now, of course, in Breath of Fire 2, you do win a revive spell with a certain % chance of success against when you win that when you're rescuing people in that village that's been attacked by facehugger aliens. And if you rescue, ooh, that was pretty close. If you rescue everybody, you get that spell, and it's pretty cool. But and you can give that to Nina, and I usually do because she has a lot of magic points. But that's pretty much it for white magic that you can teach. And she doesn't get a regular old curing spell. So it's for whatever reason, they decided in Breath of Fire 2 that they're going to break the mold of the, you know, the cute little princessy love interest person being a healer. And as far as I know, they never go back. Breath of Fire 4 Nina, as I understand it, is very different from... I don't know if it's Dragon Quarter or Breath of Fire 4 or Breath of Fire 5 I'm thinking of, but I've seen a little bit of concept art from one of the later Breath of Fire games, and it's very different. Nina doesn't look anything like the Nina of old, and I don't know that she plays the same either. But there is a Nina character. There's a Nina and an Avatar. So it wouldn't be a Breath of Fire game without them. I think we've seen the last of characters named Bo, though, sadly. I didn't know at the time, but when I said goodbye to Bo in Breath of Fire 2, Daddy, I was saying goodbye forever. Yeah. So, don't know how much longer... Well, actually, I do know how much longer this boss battle has, and so do you, because I'm giving it away. The big secret, which is that When I defeat this enemy, I cut the recording, and the next video starts with us at the screen that shows how much experience and gold we got. So, however much time is left in the video, that's how much time I have to think of things to say. Yep, at this point, I've basically decided I just wanted to hurry up and finish it, because of course I've already stolen something. He's not doing cool attacks that I think I could try to learn, although maybe I should be trying to learn attacks. I didn't really think about it. I should probably have tried to learn attacks. Maybe you can learn some of his attacks, maybe you can't. But I used, I'm experimenting with different elemental magics to see if Nina has anything worthwhile. Typhoon is clearly not it. And I also determined that the Might spell does affect Momo's attack. There was some doubt in my mind because her attack is like a ranged weapon. I figured maybe it was based on like in Chrono Trigger, for example, you've got like a strike stat as opposed to just a strength stat. Or there's some kind of different stat, like aim or something, that affects the damage dealt by Marl with her bow weapons, and then what is her name? Luca with her gun weapons, and yeah. And Momo is, again, it's a smart thing to do with the female characters if you want to make them kind of realistic and not like big buff but laughable for female characters generally to be these big melee upper body strength characters. You can give them ranged weapons, and you know, a woman can use a bow and arrow or a gun perfectly competently. They can also, you know, learn how to use melee weapons too, but it's just usually the bow is a more plausible weapon for a woman to be using than, like, you know, a heavy claymore or something like that. So, yeah, it was interesting to know that Momo's attack is buffed the same way as Avatar's physical attack, just because she's using a gun, he's using a sword. Don't think of might as increasing strength, think of it as increasing attack, and you're fine. Avatar is still doing more damage with his attacks than she is, but she's doing respectable damage. And at this point, yes, you can tell now, I really want this to be over. I'm having Nina do melee attacks, and I'm having Momo spend a turn buffing Nina, so her melee attacks will do more. Bad back. He's basically given up, I think. So he's doing like 130 per attack. Nina will be doing significantly less than that. 65. Actually, it's not too bad. It's like 2 attacks for her is like an Avatar turn. Sirocco. Sirocco!
Sullivan, my son, the moon is full over Detroit, Michigan, and the tides have aligned for you, my son.
Yeah, if anybody's curious, that voice that I was doing for this guy, the Elder, is the Master from the Dungeon of Doom, which is back in the old days of WCW wrestling. The Dungeon of Doom was this kind of supernatural evil force that wanted to destroy Hulkamania. So, there you go. Come on, this video needs to wrap before I am forced to discuss the Zodiac Man. Shark attacking the other various members of the Dungeon of Doom. I don't think anybody wants that. Well, now I'm like frame skipping through the turns, even as I was playing the game. Okay, you forced my hand. I guess I'm gonna have to talk about the Zodiac Man. So anyway, the Zodiac Man had formerly been known in WCW as the Butcher. He was basically Brutus the Barber Beefcake. But then somehow he became the Zodiac, who was this guy whose face was painted in black and white stripes, who came, according to the Master, from the land of Yin Yang. He was summoned through the mystic portal from this mystical land of Yin Yang to help destroy Hulk Hogan. And he would just go, yes, no, yes, no. Kevin Sullivan once gleefully cackled, he has betrayed darkness, he has betrayed light. And it was never evident to me how this, you know, vaguely normal looking, I mean, he wasn't like big and strong by wrestling standards, just kind of this guy with a painted up face who yelled, yes, No! Yes! No! Somehow he was going to destroy Hulk Hogan. But at any rate, thank God it's over. I don't have to think of anything else to say. So when we come back, folks, we'll be back to live commentary, and I won't mention the Zodiac at all. This is Mysterious JG. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now. Be back with live commentary for you next time. Waiting for this video to end. Come on anytime. Now please be a friend.